What's up, everybody? E3 is just right around the corner. It's actually next week, next Monday, June 4th, which so happens to be my birthday. So I'm doubly excited for that. Can't wait to see all the new stuff about it and all the new games coming out. Now, this video is pretty much my E3 predictions video. So just going to go through each company and some general stuff. Depending on how long I ramble, maybe one video or two. So here we go. Now, first up is Sony. Now, I would consider myself a Sony fan. You know, it's my console preference. Starting from PlayStation 1, you know, I had N64, had that and a PlayStation. You know, I've been preferring PlayStation, even though I do have all the other consoles. So, this conference last year, it wasn't really that great. I would say they announced the Vita, but you know, the Vita is kind of falling flat now. What they need to do is probably they're going to go into the, you know, expand on PlayStation Vita, whether that be, you know, saying how great it is or how much it sold theoretically, or, you know, what's coming down in the future. So I expect heavy reliance on PS Vita this year. The games, connectivity with the PlayStation 3, and I don't think a price drop too early, but, you know, they're going to focus on what else it can do besides the game. Now, I've read that it's the games they're going to focus on are mainly just, you know, ports of just like PlayStation games and major franchises. Now, this is all good and then, but they do need games specifically for the handheld to, you know, created for the handheld and need to stay on the handheld. Not like where this happened a lot in the PSP days where you have God of War, Chains of Olympus, and Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, and a few other games where they, you know, found its way onto PSP first, but eventually came onto the PS2 and ported over to PS2. Now, why would somebody get, you know, a PSP or, you know, Vita if the games that come out for it will eventually get ported? So that's why they need to make games for them and for them to stay on the Vita and, you know, then hope for the best. They need good, compelling games for it. I've held off on the Vita, you know, until E3, you know, this year to see if it's worthwhile. Hopefully it is, because there's like one or two maybe games I would want to get. So hopefully it adds a bunch later on down the pipeline for the end of this year and so on and so forth. So hopefully, you know, the ball gets rolling with Vita. Like I said, PS3 connectivity with it, they're going to show off a ton. Because PS3, I don't think they're going to show a new console. Maybe hint it towards, you know, this being PlayStation 3's last hurrah, I guess, so to speak. So they're going to show whatever games it has left for it in its life cycle. Now, whether that be, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, multi-platform, but maybe some exclusive stuff for it. Who knows? Agent, that Rockstar PS3 exclusive that got announced but never came to light again. If that's not canceled, haven't read about that, but if that's not canceled, you know, maybe it shows up again. The PS3 All-Star games, you know, the Super Smash Brothers-esque for the PlayStation. Maybe Last Guardian, hopefully. So I'm going to predict, I'll predict Last Guardian will be shown and a firm release date, whether that be holiday 2013 or spring 2013, it will be shown, hopefully. But I'm going to predict that anyway. But that's like a 80% chance, 70-80%, whatever. So PS3, they're going to do the cloud system partnership, whatever. So that's going to entice people with PlayStation Plus subscriptions. Now, this being, I would say, PS3's last hurrah, they need to, hopefully they learn from this generation that they just can't, you know, BS their way through it and just think people are going to buy it just on brand name alone. And they really got to step forward, you know, and be dominant again like they were in PS2 days. Now, whether that need, you know, the higher ups have just lost touch with the gaming community, who knows? Because as you see, Jack Trent, you know, continually disses Nintendo's fans and its handhelds. So I don't know if it's just out of touch and doesn't know what gamers really want, but who knows? Hopefully they get that fixed. PlayStation Home isn't dead. Maybe like a home version for Vita, but who knows? But PS4, if it does get announced, I hope that it's not a tablet controller, because they'll just be the laughing stock and just, you know, be embarrassed again to just keep the controller and just go from there. PS Move, they'll probably show some stuff there. I don't think it's gonna be too heavy. I don't know if they're just putting PS Move as not dead, but kind of like the Vita, where they're just gonna talk about it and put some new games in. So, well, there we go. Who knows? But that's it for PlayStation, the Sony version for the conference. Hopefully, it'll be better than last year because they need some new games, not just based on franchises like Killzone 4 and Uncharted 4. They've done good with new franchises this generation. So hopefully, it has one or two good ones left that get people talking about it. And hopefully, hope for the best. So I'll say it'll probably be better than last year's conference. Now, Microsoft is up next. Last 2 years, it's been show Call of Duty, talk about the games coming up, and then heavy into Kinect. Hopefully, it does not three-peat this time, because the last two were kind of brutal when it got to the Kinect parts. The first, part we're fine talking about, I guess Call of Duty if you're a Call of Duty fan. But the Windows 8 thing is probably going to happen. No Bungie, I read just a few minutes ago, so I don't think they're going to be showing their new game. So my guess, we'll start off with Black Ops 2, talk about how Call of Duty Elite generated many subscriptions off Xbox, and yada yada yada. Probably say exclusive maps for Xbox Live, and so on and so forth with the Call of Duty. So nothing new there. Halo 4, they'll probably show off, which we're kind of excited about to see where they go from there, and this new trilogy, as they said they would when they announced it. It said it's gonna be a new trilogy, so whatever. Resident Evil 6, I think, will show up on Microsoft's console, because I think Capcom will strike a deal with Microsoft as they always do. Microsoft should say for exclusive content and day one DLC bullcrap. So as much as Resident Evil 6 looks cool, it is Capcom, and they've been crappy to say the least for a couple months now, a couple years now. So they haven't really picked up the shred, and they just continually to take one step forward, two steps back. So we'll see if they do that with Resident Evil 6. Other than that, if they don't have any new IPs that they're showing off, it's probably going to be more Kinect stuff. And Kinect Sports Season 3, Dance Central 3, maybe they'll announce a Star Wars Kinect 2, not to show off any footage, but they'll announce it, saying how Star Wars Kinect sold well for the Kinect and it was the #1 family game, whatever. So I expect to be a lot of more Kinect stuff and more connectivity, I should say, between what it can do, and maybe a new dashboard update, and no new console for them either, I would suspect. Maybe like a hint towards it. Maybe this is Xbox's 360's last hurrah also. So we'll see how that goes. Now next up is Nintendo's. Now this is going to be like the main event, the showcase for this year's E3, because they have the new system showing. They kind of unveiled it last year, so to speak. Not the hardware itself, but the premise of it with the controller. So this is like the full go ahead. But before that, they'll probably do some 3DS stuff, show off some games that are coming out. Luigi's Mansion, talk about how well the stats doing, how well games are sold. No, I don't think no redesign with the Silver Pad Pro. I would think that would be a TGS. But Luigi's Mansion, like I said, some other games, hopefully they'll announce, because that needs more 3DS games. They'll probably show off Pokemon Black and White 2 a little bit. Maybe announce a Pokemon tie game for 3DS. Pikmin for Wii, or Pikmin 3. I don't know if that was Wii or Wii U, but they'll show that off. Then they'll get into the Wii U, which is just going to be Overdrive. They're going to show price, release date, which I would suspect, if it's not holiday 2012, it'll probably be spring 2013. Either or. I don't think it'll be holiday 2013. I don't think it'll be that late. They'll show off the games. whatever it's going to be released with, the release window. I think I said last year in my prediction video that they were going to announce Mario 4 for the unveiling of it Wii U last year, or Donkey Kong Country 4, but Super Mario World, the Super Mario World, or Super Mario Bros. 4, or something like that. Something crazy, maybe with Donkey Kong Country 4. But I'll just move that up and say that again this year, that we'll probably get a numbered sequel to Mario or Donkey Kong. So either Mario 4, Super Mario 4, or Donkey Kong Country 4. So who knows? There's that rumored Star Fox Metroid crossover, so I'm sure they'll show that off too. A lot of third-party support. They'll announce a lot of games for it. BioShock Infinite, Aliens, Colonial Marines, Darksiders 2, maybe Grand Theft Auto 5. Who knows? Technically, like spec-wise, it should be able to handle that game, so why not? The only thing is like memory issues, but I don't know if it's going to use DVD format or Blu-ray format, whatever format, its own format. So, whatever. And that's it for Nintendo. It's going to be in Wii U Overdrive, and it's probably going to be probably the best conference just because it's a new console, and the hype around new consoles are crazy. That's like the best time seeing new consoles before they come out. Speculations, how it's going to be, just getting like generally excited for it. So there we go for that. Now for the other general stuff for E3, Ubisoft is going to show off a lot of Assassin's Creed 3, BioShock Infinite. They're probably going to show it off more because it did get delayed, which sucks for that. Tomb Raider, the revamp and the reboot of Tomb Raider. The Elder Scrolls MMO, they're probably going to talk about, and show off some of the next Skyrim DLC, like the big pack for it. Castlevania, Konami's probably going to show off Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, whatever they're going to call it, and the 3DS Castlevania, so which I'm hoping for. I hope it's a 2D version because I'm looking forward to playing another 2D Castlevania for 3DS. I was talking to myself earlier, I do that, about Need for Speed's next game and how they should do a sequel to Most Wanted, and it's pretty much, I think that's what's going to happen now. The next Need for Speed will be Most Wanted, which I'll probably get because I skipped up on the last couple of Need for Speeds, and Most Wanted, it was one of my favorite Need for Speed games, so hopefully they'll show that and that it's true, and then it looks great, and I'll probably get it when that comes out in November. Like I said, Aliens, Colonial Marines, so I'll probably show off some. I heard a rumor that it might be timed exclusive for Wii U, so we'll see if that holds up to be true. Splinter Cell, the next Splinter Cell Retribution, or whatever it's going to be called. I read a couple days ago, I was reading up on that it might be announced for E3. I just finished Double Agent. I went back to it and played it because I never finished it, and I like Conviction, and I'm a big Splinter Cell fan, big espionage stealth fan, so any game for that is great. So other than that, the Insomniac, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, the Insomniac co-op shooter, that I forgot the name of it called. And going back, just thought of this right now, The Last of Us, which will probably be shown a lot more in the PS3's conference. That's probably going to be one of the main games from Naughty Dog. It's going to be great because it is Naughty Dog, and they're one of the most solid game companies for this generation for the PlayStation, so hopefully that's going to be great. I was going to do a video a couple months ago about it, but if anybody's seen the Killer Fungus video, I'll put a link to it if I find it again. That's what I think the aliens or the zombies for The Last of Us are going to be. It's a fungus that controls your brain and controls what your actions do, so that's probably the zombies for, or the enemies for Last of Us going to be. It's a pretty creepy video. But other than that, just can't wait for the new IPs, the ones that, like I said last year, it's the new stuff that comes out, because sequels are all good and fun, and great, they're familiar, but nothing gets you more excited as a gamer as new franchises that are coming out potentially to be great and awesome, and put itself amongst the others in your collection. So there you have it. That's my E3 predictions video. If anybody you have any predictions of your own, leave in a comment below, or a video response, so whatever you fancy. So until then, until E3, I'll catch you guys later.